Hello, my name is Chris, and today I would like to spend some time with you comparing what my life used to be like as a smoker, smoking 30-40 cigarettes a day, to my life now as a happy, healthy non-smoker, and the big differences that I notice in my day-to-day life. Now, if you've been following my YouTube channel for any length of time, you've probably heard me talking about at least some of these things to some degree in the past. But I still feel like it's important for me to go over them again from a slightly different angle this time, partly because it just helps me to reflect on how much better off my life is today. It's no secret that I love no longer having to smoke. You know, when I quit smoking and I realized how amazing it was, that was the drive to making these videos. Like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. More people should know about this. You know, I'm wanting people to experience some of the freedom and joy that I did. But I've also said that, you know, for me, quitting smoking was a catalyst. It wasn't the case that I put my last cigarette down and all these magical feelings just kind of drifted into me. What happened was I quit smoking, and that gave me more freedom, more time, more energy, more money to do different things with my life. It gave me an opportunity to think more clearly about the way I was treating myself, the way I was treating my body, and the decisions that I wanted to make. And so I started to make different decisions, and the more different decisions I made, the more my life changed to what it is today, which, not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. So I'm going to share some of those changes, and it's not just the things that you've heard me talk about in the past. Quite often in the past I've said, okay, I used to do this and now I do this, but I've been reflecting a lot lately on not just the what, but the why, and you know, what difference it makes. So it's that I want to share with you today. Also, before we finish this introduction, I should say that I did not make any notes for this video, so who knows what I'm going to say. Let's find out together. The first, most obvious, and possibly most important difference in my life today is how I start my day. And I know you've probably heard me talk about this before. I even made a video about how my morning routine changed as a non-smoker. And if you're interested in that, I'll put the link in the card above and the description below. But for now I want to say this, because what I've been reflecting on recently is how much my day, my life in general, was a complete full-on onslaught from the moment I opened my eyes. The second I stepped out of bed, it was a full-on, here we go, attack, stress, anxiety, pressure, oh my God, everything is going on. It was an awful way to start the day because I'd wake up, go to the bathroom and start to cough. And I don't mean clearing my throat. I mean just this wretched, scorching cough that felt like it was tearing my like scraping along the inside of my chest to try and force all this gunk out of me. You know, and that's a testament to the amazing, miraculous machines that our bodies are. We smoked 20, 30, 40 cigarettes the day before, and then the body goes, okay, we've had 8 hours break now, let's get rid of all this shite. So I coughed, and it was literally, you know, I could feel like a burning sensation all the way from my chest up along my throat. All kinds of, this is disgusting, all kinds of gunk would just come out of my face, and I want to laugh at that, it's not funny. You know, it was just this wretched, awful, horrible, painful coughing, trying to clear my lungs of all the crap that I put in it. And then the absolute insanity of being a smoker, I go, wow, all that coughing was awful, I need a cigarette. So then I go and have my first cigarette of the day. So the very first thing that I would do when I woke up was cough and then start to damage and pollute and poison myself. The very first voluntary act that I did, because I'm not even calling coughing a voluntary act, it was just my body said, this is what we're doing. The very first voluntary act, the very first decision I made in a morning was to harm myself. The very first decision I made was to harm myself with a cigarette. So that's how I'm starting my day. It's not going to get much better from there, right? So I smoke the cigarette, put the coffee pot on, drink a cup of coffee. The coffee would trigger another cigarette. I'd smoke another cigarette, more coffee, more cigarettes, more coffee, more cigarettes. You've heard me say that many times. But what I've probably not talked about is that whilst I was having these coffee and cigarettes, I was diving headfirst into the day, diving into my emails. Oh my God, now I've got to fix this and do that. So I'm starting the day not just damaging myself, but raising my stress levels. Check social media. Oh my God, this is happening and this person's angry and this person has a better life than me, raising my stress levels. Read the news. Oh my God, raising my stress levels. Because if you read the news never says, hello, it's Friday, January 29th, and there's so many wonderful things in the world. Let us tell you about them. That never happens. Or if it does, you need to tell me what news station you're tuned into. You put the news on in the morning and it says, hello, it's Friday, January 29th. Everything is fucking terrible. Be angry and afraid. Oh my God, that's how we, I apologise for swearing, but that's how we start our day. Everything is awful. Be afraid and angry and stressed. So it's no wonder that my days didn't go so well, because I started my day increasing my stress level. Let's say I increased my stress level. Let's say here's a nice normal calm level. And I started my day increasing my stress level to there. Let's say there was a trigger point at which point I couldn't handle any more stress and needed a cigarette. And let's say that was here. So I've started my day pushing myself closer to the point where I just say, feck it, need a smoke. And over the course of the day, because I'd started off in such a flurry, because I'd started off such an onslaught of stuff, I didn't have time to go, maybe I should just breathe and bring my stress level down a bit, and then I can cope better with the rest of my day. I never ever did that. So when I quit smoking, I knew that things had to change. And at first it had to change just for a very practical reason. If every time I was drinking coffee, I was triggered to smoke a cigarette, and I want to say without cigarettes, then I had to abandon the coffee. Didn't mean I had to abandon it forever and I couldn't ever drink coffee ever again, but it had to just go out of my life for that period. And this gave me, much more time now, because I didn't have to wait for the coffee to brew, I didn't have to stand in the kitchen smoking, I had all this extra time. And I realised that this was an opportunity for me. This quitting smoking was a catalyst to do something completely different. I think that's one of the tremendous, amazing things about quitting smoking, is that it gives us an opportunity to do something completely different. So now that I am a non-smoker, I start my day, after I've been to the bathroom, I go into the kitchen, I slowly drink a pint of water, and I do a couple of minutes of just nice, easy stretching. Mainly because I've just been lying down for 8 hours, my body's all stiff, and let's stretch and get some life into it. But I want to start my day making a good decision for myself. I said, when I smoked, the first decision I made every day was to harm myself. Now the first decision I make every day is to do something good for myself. And drinking that pint of water is that good decision, and the stretching. But more of the pint of water, mainly, and it's two things there. One, water is so good for us. And I think if you only take one thing away from my channel other than the fact that quitting smoking is awesome. It's, drink more water because it does us good. But the other reason why I do this first, why it's literally the first thing I do is to pour this glass of water, is because then I know that no matter whatever else happens in my day, I've done something good for myself. If the whole rest of my day goes to heck, if I make one unhelpful decision after another and everything spirals out of control, I can still put my head on the pillow of an evening and go, that wasn't great, but you know what, at least I did one kind thing for myself that day. And it's done and it's out of the way then, and anything can happen. But usually it isn't the only kind thing I do, because the next thing I'll do is I'll go and put on some nice, soothing, relaxing classical music. Now other times of the day I might listen to rock music or metal or all kinds of different music. First thing in the morning it's nice relaxing music, and I start to, I do a bit of reading. I just get a book out and read a bit. I don't put any pressure on myself for that. You hear like personal development, self-help gurus, set a goal to read 10 pages every day or read a chapter every day. And I think, why? Why start my day with that, putting unnecessary pressure on myself? I get the book and either read until I finish drinking my cup of tea. I might read 2 chapters, I might read 2 pages. I read until I'm no longer enjoying it anymore. Or until I go, actually I'm enjoying this a bit too much, I need to get on with my day. And then I do my journal. It's always at least, here's 5 things that I'm thankful for this morning, so that I'm starting my day in a positive frame of mind. Sometimes I might do some, self-reflection and process some stuff, but there's always at the very, very least, here's 5 things that I'm grateful for. And this does me so much good, because I'm not starting my day with my stress level up here. I'm starting my day down here. And then as the day goes on, because I've started nice and calmly and relaxed, I can handle things better. Does this mean that I always handle everything with, poise, dignity and grace? No, it doesn't, but I certainly don't fly off the handle, and I certainly don't respond by going, oh my goodness, this is too stressful, I need a cigarette. It just doesn't happen to me anymore. So my morning routine isn't just about doing something different that isn't smoking, it's about setting myself up to have a good day. The kind of good day where I won't need to smoke. I don't bother with the news, and I don't bother with TV or anything like that. I just want to quickly say this, and this is more just a personal rant than anything. When I was between moving out of my old house and moving into this one, I had to go and stay with family for a while. And my family members would watch this show called, they'd start the day watching this show called Good Morning Britain, which just sounds, the name sounds lovely. But as my fellow British friends will probably tell you, Good Morning Britain is a show where they get this very angry man and this woman, and they invite guests on their show to interview them and then just shout at them. And it's, why didn't you do this? Why are you doing that? It was so stressful. And I remember sat in there and it was so loud and angry. And I remember thinking, this can't be healthy. Even if you don't believe in positive thoughts and good vibes, it cannot possibly be healthy to start the day with people shouting and arguing. So I don't do any of that anymore, thank God. If I never see Good Morning Britain ever again in my life, I will be happy. I will listen to some nice relaxing music, ease my way into the day, and greet the world when I am good and ready to greet it, not wake up in the morning and suddenly, bam, here's all the stuff. Does me so much better. After my morning routine is done, I start work, and at some point I've got to take a break. What I used to do, and I have talked about this before, is I would, every time I finished a task, when I was at my computer, I would go and have a cigarette break. If, I hadn't quite finished a task and it'd been like an hour, I go, I deserve a break, let's go and have a cigarette. Because and I would say to myself, it's important to take breaks. It's healthy to take breaks. I would say it's healthy to take breaks and then go have a cigarette. That's how my mind operated. Today, I don't do that. You know, I get up, I go and make more coffee because I was just having such a hard time getting through my day. The caffeine from earlier was wearing off, so go and get more caffeine to top up, and that caffeine was making me more anxious and more stressed, so that I was not responding to things as well. And I'd smoke the cigarette, sit back down and repeat all day. That was my existence. Now I do things very differently. I still take breaks. In fact, I probably take more breaks now than I used to, because I know that I can go and enjoy them healthily. Instead of getting caffeine, I usually get a glass of water. I might sometimes get a cup of tea in the afternoon, just to sort of like get rid of that post-lunch slump that can sometimes come. And, you know, and do something good with that 5-minute break that I take. I might just wander around, I might do some more stretching. If there's things, you know, out of place in my flat, I'll just go and tidy up a little bit. Sometimes I just wander over, pick up my guitar and play the guitar for a little bit. And I've done that so often now, you'd think I'd actually be good at it, but you know, it doesn't matter. I don't play it to be good at it, I play it because I enjoy it and I like it, and just there's something about playing that relaxes me and keeps me calm. So that then if I sit back down at my computer and there's an email, and rather than going, oh my God, this is terrible and stressful, I'm going, well, that's okay, I'll just deal with it. Just deal with it. It's all about these decisions that we make. You know, these decisions that I make, and that's one of the great things about quitting smoking for me, was that it allowed me this opportunity to start making different decisions. And over time, those different decisions add up. Make different decisions about what I put in my body. Make different decisions about my level of activity. And things start to change. You know, this isn't as much about what I do, but it's about one of the consequences of all those changes is that I just am healthier than I used to be. In fact, if you remember the very, very first videos that I ever posted when I was just quitting smoking and doing like those daily diaries, you might recognize this t-shirt. It's kind of dirty, I just wear it for like bed nowadays, but this t-shirt is huge. It is like twice the size of me. And when I was an active smoker, this was just like, it fit me comfortably. You know, it wasn't tight on me, it fit me comfortably, but now I look at it and I just think, that is one insanely big t-shirt. Like, that is a fat guy t-shirt. And, you know, these days I would never dream of buying a t-shirt that is that size, because of the, how do I say this word? The cumulative benefits of all the positive decisions that I've made since I quit smoking. I mean, I've shrunk. You know, I'm much healthier, and I feel healthier, and I look healthier, I think. You know, so I'm feeling good. Another big difference between my life as a smoker and my life as a non-smoker is how I respond to stressful situations. Again, I'm not saying that I'm a saint. I'm not saying that I, you know, glide through my day with grace, dignity and poise at all times. Sometimes I get stressed out, and sometimes I'll get a little annoyed, and sometimes I might even get a bit angry, and that's okay, because it's okay to feel our emotions. I think it's more how we process and what we do with those emotions that makes the difference. You know, but it used to be, like I say, I would start my day with my stress level here, and then it would just go and go and go and go up all day long. Whilst, you know, in between my cigarettes, because you have a cigarette and then you put it out, and immediately the body starts nipping at you, going, hey, give me more nicotine, give me more nicotine, give me more nicotine, building up that extra low level stress. So I would just, just not respond positively to many situations, and small things that I can brush off today would, cause me untold amounts of stress, and I would not be able to make a good decision about how to deal with them. I wouldn't be able to think clearly about what's the best way to deal with this situation. Whereas now I can, like I say, things still can be stressful. Things still can be stressful because life is life and things happen. But it's not about what happens, it's about what we do. So these days, if something stressful happens, I normally can take a minute to absorb, process it, and think of, okay, what's the best thing to do in this situation? And I can think of a really good example. So when I moved into, not the place I live now, but the place I used to live before, when I first moved in, and we called up the internet company and said, hey, come give us some internet. They put it in and didn't do it properly, and it didn't work for days and days, and I had to phone them up, and it was a really frustrating experience to try and go, hey, we need internet, because life is on, we need the internet. And I couldn't get them, the guy just wasn't understanding what I was trying to say to him, and it was just a really bad time. And I got so annoyed and so stressed and so angry. And I am not proud of my behaviour. I'm not proud of the way I raised my voice and the swear words that came out of my voice. Back then it was just awful. And then I quit smoking, and years down the line I moved. I'm in this place now, and when was it? Last week. Our internet went out for a day, and I had to call the same internet company. Now, bear in mind, it's only like the second instance in like 6 years or whatever, so, I'm leaving, and that's a thing that was in my head was, this is actually not too bad. And I phoned them up and I said, okay, my internet's knackered, what do I do? And they said, oh, we'll send somebody out, but it might take a week. And I'm going, oh no, a week without the internet. But it was such a, I didn't swear, I didn't lose my temper, I didn't raise my voice. In the back of my mind, I was able to think calmly and clearly, well, it's okay, because for the parts of my job that I need the internet for, I can go to my parents' house and work from there. And the rest of the time, I can enjoy being offline for a while. I can make the most of this situation. And it was just a complete contrast in the way I dealt with the situation and the way things panned out. And that sort of, it's one example, but it shows me today the big difference. I have those times when I can go, this is stressful and I don't like it. But what can I actually do about it, rather than just going, because I've never once found that going, actually solves anything. It feels kind of good, but it never actually solves anything. In those days when I've just been beaten down, because those days happen as well. It isn't a case of going, what a day, I need a cigarette. Now it's more like, what a day, I'm going to go and have a shower and wash away the stench of the day. And oh my goodness, having a shower feels so good. And then I'm going to eat something healthy and good that nourishes my soul. And then I'm going to laugh. And then I'm just going to chill out. And that will help me to alleviate the stress better, more effectively, and have more long-lasting results than having any amount of cigarettes in the world. Finally, one big difference between my life as a non-smoker and my life what it used to be as a smoker is that I am able to be much more present in what I'm doing, and to be present where I am, and to fully engage in the experience of my life, not constantly distracted by when, where and how can I get out and go and have my cigarette. If you watch my video that I made, was it the New Year video? I think it was. I was talking about Christmas with my family this year, And my niece is now 18 months old, so she's at that age where she doesn't quite understand, but she knows it's very exciting. And you know, to see her first Christmas as a human being who has awareness, it was really awesome, you know, to watch Christmas through a child's eyes and to know that I could be fully present in that experience, not thinking, yeah, that's really cute, Amelia, but you know, I need to go and have my cigarette. You know, or to not go and have the cigarette and miss her doing something really amazing. You know, I can sit and watch a movie and not think, you know, I've just got to pause this for 5 minutes so I can go and have a cigarette. To, you know, be having a conversation with somebody and be fully present in that conversation, not in the back of my mind thinking, this is fascinating, but I need a smoke. All these things that I can just be fully engaged in and fully experience my life without needing to go and have a cigarette. Not having to plan my life around cigarettes. Well, I've got to do this, but I'll need to have a cig first, so we need to get there 5 minutes early. So be fully engaged in who I'm with, what I'm doing. And I get so much more out of life by being fully engaged and being fully present. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been giving you something to think about. I hope, if nothing else, it has distracted you from a cigarette for like 20 minutes. These videos are starting to get longer again, aren't they? Thank you so much for watching. As always, just a couple of quick things to tell you about our amazing Facebook group, Finding Freedom, facebook.com/groups/findingfreedom1. There's this amazing community of people at all different stages of their quit, supporting one another, celebrating their achievements and lifting each other up when things don't go so well. If you enjoy my videos on quitting smoking, then you may also enjoy my book. It is called Quit Smoking and Be Happy, available in print and ebook form. And if you already have a copy of the book and you've enjoyed it or found it helpful, please head over to Amazon, leave me a review. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.